Sometimes I wonder why the Volturi never recruited Jasper, because in my opinion, he's one of the strongest vampires in the Twilight universe, although his powers are underrated. Now, the reason I say this is because there's only two vampires in the Twilight universe who have a non-physical gift that work on Bella. The first is Renesmee, her daughter, and the second one is in fact Jasper. Jasper, for those who are unaware, has the ability to manipulate emotions, and we see him do this several times throughout Twilight on Bella. Now, of course, it still makes no sense to me why his powers work on her and other mental abilities don't. And quite frankly, I don't like the idea that Jane and Alec's abilities don't work on her. They're only mental in nature. Honestly, I think that was more plot armor than anything, but I digress. Jasper's powers work on Bella such that he can manipulate her emotional state. One of the coolest things about him is that he can also manipulate the emotional state of other vampires, and we see him do this during the baseball game in Twilight. He manipulates the emotions of James, Laurent, and Victoria and makes them feel bored at the event. And this is really an interesting form of conflict resolution if you ask me. But beyond that, one of the reasons I think he would make a really powerful member of the Volturi is because although Chelsea has the ability to link people together and form these really rigid bonds, can you imagine what would have happened if Jasper had been on the Volturi and Bella and Edward had come to Volterra? What he could have done as far as their emotional bonds toward each other. For instance, he could make them bored with each other. He could make that affection go away. He could make them feel animosity toward each other. That is so powerful. But of course, I do need to reread Twilight and see if that emotional manipulation is a permanent thing or if it has to be maintained in person, like they have to see each other. But that is such a powerful gift. In addition to that, you could also manipulate the emotions of other vampires. Maybe you can make them feel more amenable to joining the Volturi. For instance, had Jasper been with the Volturi and they wanted to acquire Benjamin, what do you think that would have looked like had they sent him down there? Perhaps during these hypothetical conversations, Jasper's there and manipulating the emotions of everybody in the room, making them feel calm, making them feel agreeable, making them feel interested. All of these things would work to their benefit, especially if him and Chelsea were to link up. Another thing that I remembered about Mr. Battlescars himself is that not only would his emotional gift make him a good asset to the Volturi, but his ability to train vampires, his experience in the war. Although I hate that Stephanie made him a Confederate, that was a wasted plot point, unnecessary. Again, something else I could go on about, but I think it would have been really interesting to have him as an enforcer of sorts, kind of like Jane and Alec are. You sent him out, he can manipulate things before things get too hot. Again, they wouldn't even need to go to battle because he'd be there actively manipulating their emotions to avoid conflicts. But even if things did pop off, he could handle it. But I could go on and on about this. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think Jasper would have been better suited as a member of the Volturi? I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Go ahead and drop them below, and I will see you guys in my next video.